Look, going hard like a Kobe, 24 on the clock, grinding hard to the morning, promise that we won't drop. Now I can take no losses, pray that we make it out. We ain't scared to take a shot, guarantee we won't stop.
We all dream about owning a factory KTM or Husqvarna Rally replica, but the budget is pretty high, so everyone's dream kit is what you're seeing here today, consisting of the actual factory rally replica, carbon tower and full front setup, and these fuel tanks, 21-liter tanks, plug and play, specifically designed for the enduro models 450 and 501. If you're new to the channel, this kit is available also for the KTM EXC, and you'll find here the video on the channel. The tanks on the KTM EXC are basically almost the same, but there are some differences because radiator shrouds are different and also the seat is different, so two separate products. But now let's send away the factory rally replica and let's get into the build of this 2026 Husqvarna FE450. Now let's start getting immediately in the interesting part, which is the tanks. 21-liter of fuel tanks divided in two separate reservoirs, plug and play. At the moment on the bike you're seeing the prototype. We 3D printed it and glued it together. We had to first 3D scan the whole bike, then on the 3D scan we started drawing the CAD model, and then from the CAD model now we did the prototype to check everything fits, especially the radiator shrouds, because the 2026 model radiator shrouds have a slightly different design from the 2024 and 2025. I can confirm that with the new tanks you'll be able to cover from the 2024 model all the way to the 2027 Enduro FE450 and 501. Some of the main features of these tanks is that you bolt them plug and play, no need to modify anything. All the brackets to mount them are included in the package. The two tanks share one fuel pump, exactly like the factory rally replica Dakar bikes. You will use the OEM fuel pump, so just remove it from the OEM tank and place it on this kit. The tanks are made in XLPE plastic, that's the same plastic used for the OEM tanks, and they're mounted on silent blocks, so anti-vibration rubbers, meaning that you have a bit of flex, especially for vibrations. The material is pretty thick, so very reliable, and you're able to use the OEM exhaust, inserting inside a heat shield that is included in the package. Last but not least, you have also a nice thick aluminum bash plate to protect your engine and the tanks. We're also working on making a carbon fiber one, exactly like the factory rally replica, for those that really want the maximum performance. The two tanks are connected together in the front part with a quick release, a dual valve quick release, so when you remove one tank you are able to keep the other tank on. One question I got a lot was if I need to change the oil filter. That's exactly like the factory Dakar bikes. You'll have to remove the bash plate and one tank, whereas if you just need to change the oil you will be able to keep the tanks on. Since I'm here, Selle della Valle seat cover for the Husqvarna. We have, as usual, the quick dry leather here on top, the camel humps in the rear with the memory foam underneath to make it more comfortable but also add grip in case of mud. On the sides we have the carbon texture material in order to be able to slide easier to the front and the rear of the bike. But now let's move on to another big interesting news. A new navigation device on the market from Carpe Iter. Many of you have seen the previous model on many of my bike builds, but this is the brand new Caretta. This is a much improved device starting from the mount. This is an injection molded mount, really easy and quick to remove and place your tablet. On the side you also have the key in case you're riding and you want to lock it so no one will steal it. It gives a nice protection around the whole tablet, especially here on top. You're able to access the on-off button here on the left-hand side, the rear, and also have a tab in order to remove it. And removing it, we can see we have 2 sets of pins and everything is really nice and sturdy. You have also a rear mount with the amps design, so you can put it on most of the towers, on most of the GPS devices mounts. Nice thing, it's mounted on silent blocks, so you don't need to add further silent blocks. It will absorb nicely all the vibrations, meaning it won't compromise your device. Something I'll now show you is the luminosity of the device. I think it becomes really nice and clear even in sunlight. You can download all the apps you want to. You can put Osmand or, you know, even navigation apps to race rallies. A really complete device, and in my opinion, the perfect form factor, especially if you see it here on the tower. It just takes up the right amount of space. I didn't receive it yet, but it's in the plans to put on this build. Also the terrain command, always by Carpe Iter, and you'll be able to wire it in order to be able to manage the device from the touch of your fingers and have all the buttons. Something very unique of this device is that then you can also put a wheel sensor, attach your trips. I mean, it's a device really thought from the ground up, from scratch, nothing to do with the previous model, and thought for satisfying both adventure riders but also rally riders, as in rallies almost no longer anyone is using paper road books. Below the Carpe Iter Caretta you have a USB port and 2 on-off switch that at the moment aren't wired because you don't really need it, thanks to the power wiring harness plug and play that comes with the tower kit that just brings to the fuse box all the power just when the bike is turned on. I can't show you the fuse box because it's underneath this bracket, but to access it you just need to remove 2 bolts and you can lift the whole bracket. The bracket on which the Carpe Iter is mounted can be tilted in angle quite a lot and also brought a bit forward and a bit backwards so that you can really find yourself the ideal setup. This bracket is designed and identical to the one for the Rally replica, meaning that thanks to the many holes and different designs of holes on this bracket, you're able not only to put the Carpe Iter, but basically any device, any tablet, any phone, any GPS. On the tower kit, you also have the OEM dashboard in a much more visible position to know when your fuel is running out, because yes, when you're running low on fuel, you'll see the indicator here telling you you're running out of fuel. On top here, we have 2 ICO trip masters, one with a wheel sensor, one with the GPS antenna. Everything is mounted on the carbon tower, but now let's change view and I'll explain you more the features of this tower. Now from the side you can see the really beautiful carbon factory Rally replica tower, super lightweight. We are looking at around 650 grams, 700 grams. This is the lightest tower on the market ever for an enduro bike, but you shouldn't choose the nav tower for its weight. You should choose it also because of its features, like all the wires are inside, including the connectors for the headlight and so on, even for the navigation, meaning there's a lot of protection, but also aesthetically, you look at factory Dakar bikes and you don't see any wire lying around. And that is because, you know, if you want top performance and have everything nice and sealed to have the lowest risk possible of damaging connectors or wires, this is the solution. Everything is nice and clean and minimal. You have underneath the tower the tool bag compartment that in case you're racing you can put your Erie track, which is compulsory for World Championship rallies and Dakar, but in most cases adventure riders use it for a tool bag or for the rain gear or medical emergency kit. Very easy to access with your hand even when you're on the bike. The windshield has quick release, so you're able to remove it and access the tower in case you need. Then on the front we have the Baja Design lights, which are are the most powerful lights for this setup, and the ones I personally recommend, because there is a low beam and a high beam, then you have also the position light. Even if they're not street legal, at least in Europe, when you run only the low beam, then you don't really encounter many issues. Just if you run both, you know, high beam and low beam, then yeah, it makes really a lot of light. The headlight is plug and play. You don't need to wire anything, and it works with the OEM switch of the bike. In case maybe in certain countries like Germany, you need to then have your technical inspection, you have the possibility of changing only the headlight assembly and the headlight for street legal one, or for the fully TÜV approved setup. Even though, take always in consideration, the most expensive option with the TÜV approved light is the one that performs the least. It's just you're paying for the homologation and the TÜV approval. Before asking of TÜV approval documents, there are no documents, because all the parts are production bike parts from the OEM factory rally replica. So you just need the product numbers and they can check directly that it's from a production bike. Then the full tower assembly is fixed to the frame with the patented system. That's the most reliable on the market. 2 blocks of CNC machined parts that go around the frame, where literally you could lift the whole bike from the tower, since also carbon, you know, has very specific resistant properties, and the thickness of the material is designed, you know, to sustain even factory riders racing at Dakar, meaning as an adventure rider, you will never have to worry about breaking your tower or the clamp to the frame. Very, very important if you're going on long trips. Finally, something that everyone really likes, the factory rally replica handguards. These are in white, but there are also in orange and in black. These are in full plastic, no aluminum bar. You know, I'm not a fan of the aluminum bar handguards, because in case of crash, the rigidity of the aluminum causes the handlebars to bend very easily, and also in case your hand goes beneath it, it can cause you serious injuries. Whereas the plastic, it's a rigid plastic with reinforcement in the side, but it flexes. Furthermore, we have the upper flaps that give really nice protection from the rider we have in front throwing stones at us, but also in winter from the wind. Basically, if you want a sort of factory rally replica at less than half the price, this is the solution. Some will say down in the comments that the tanks, the tower are very expensive, but when you go and check the price of the factory rally replica, which is about 46,000 euros, VAT included, about 35,000 euros VAT excluded. Here with the less than 20,000 euros, so less than half, you have a bike that can basically compete even in Dakar if you add the rear side 6-liter tank by Rebel X. Thanks guys for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and leave down in the comments what are your thoughts if you like this setup. I personally am a big fan. I like the Husqvarna over the KTM because of the rear shock. The FE has the linkage, whereas the EXC has the PDS. So at high speeds, this makes me feel more safe and more predictable. Now, be sure to subscribe to check my Instagram page where I post live content. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, and I'll see you soon with another bike build. Ciao!